Hey everybody, Chance here with CB World, and I wanted to make a quick video for you about a product that you might not have heard of, or one that you may not even see that often, and that is the QRVG3. That's by TwinPoint, and what that is exactly is, well, quite simply put, a vice grip with a L bracket mounted to it, which is intended for, well, all sorts of studs. The reason why I wanted to make a video about this today is because this little product here has so many versatile uses that I don't really think a lot of hobbyists think about it. And really, let's just talk about some pros and cons about it. First off, let's talk about the con in the room. This thing ain't pretty. It's just not. I mean, it is what it is. It's a vice grip. It's got an L mount, or it's got an L bracket mounted to it, welded to it, if I should say. And it's just, it wasn't designed to be pretty, in my opinion, or at least, I mean, I don't know, maybe some people are into that design. I have no idea. But one thing I do know about this is the versatility of this product and the effectiveness of it. Whether or not you're using a K4A stud or a very low profile Procom stud like this, you get a lot of uses out of it. And the really cool thing about it is you're not as limited as you would be with other mounts, like let's say a magnet mount, which a magnet mount, you're about as limited as the magnetic surface that you have available. With a fender mount, you are incredibly limited with fender mounts. Maybe you have a vehicle that that no manufacturer makes a fender mount for. Maybe you aren't able to really mount the fender mount the way that you want to. Maybe there's just so many unforeseeable things when it comes to those types of products, whereas this one right here kind of eliminates a lot of those issues. Sure, it's not it's magnetic because it's metal, but it's not going to stick to a surface like a magnet mount. It's not going to be pretty like a fender mount. It's not going to be as low profile. But one thing I do know about this is that if you have a vehicle that you don't want to drill holes in and it's non-metallic, this is probably going to be one of the best bets for you. You want to mount it on a fender, you could try. I mean, as long as you got a lip to mount this onto, it'll work. You got an overhead rack, or you got a tailgate, you want to mount it on top of your RV or on a trailer. I mean, it's ambidextrous. It doesn't have to be on the driver's side. It doesn't have to be on the passenger side. It doesn't even have to be in view. It could be pretty much anywhere that you can clamp this bad boy to. And on top of it, it's a vice grip. It's a tool. So let's say you're in a bind and you forgot your toolbox at home. Guess what? Unclamp it, take the antenna and the stud off. I mean, you could leave the stud on there if you want. And yeah, you got yourself an extra tool. So even if you're not going to use it for day-to-day use, it's great. I mean, you could use it for troubleshooting. Let's say you got terrible SWR readings and maybe you're like, I don't know if it's the antenna or the coax. Well, you can pretty much take this and mount it somewhere else on your vehicle and try to troubleshoot that way and see maybe it's the coax, maybe it's your antenna. It also allows you a ton of versatile options with troubleshooting as well. And again, it's a great mount, and I definitely recommend folks check it out. I know some may see a mount and say, $15 might be a lot, but I'm telling you, based on what you're getting out of this in comparison to other mounts, it's worth the price. So, oh, and before I leave today, I also want to let you know that not only can you run a standard system with this, so a standard antenna system with this type of mount, you can also run an NMO mount on it. You can also run an NGP system on it. Now, you might have to, kind of fidget with it a little bit, and you might have some overhang with some of those options, but the point of the matter is, in comparison to many other mounts, this is probably one of the most versatile, and again, I highly recommend you check it out. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We'll be here for you. Thank you.